roamers?
Yeah, that's the question, right?
Right, because he can kind of do both, but
Yeah.
it's like a preference thing, right? So he might also try to play with the Beastmaster a lot early on in the game.
Yep.
Huh.
Yeah, it'll be interesting.
The final pick, Morphling. Counteract all their fire.
That is interesting. Yeah, fire and water. What a team. Well, they obviously can't win then.
The lore is just not
The
there.
lore's
I
just
mean,
not
what,
there.
what are we going to do?
Every time there's water, there's fire.
All right, well, it's time for predictions. Let's start with Scriff this time. What are we thinking here? Final game of the night, game 2 of Navi Mouse.
Hey, do I have the game here? Can I see the picks? No. God damn it.
Sorry.
I like Navi more. I think this Beastmaster and Night Stalker, sorry. I don't think it's gonna work out as good as mousesports hope it will.
Okay.
I think Navi has more stable draft, a good way to counter terribly with the magic.
I want to believe in Mouse this time. I'm not too confident.
I
but
want to
believe
as well.
I want to believe. They have some nice silences. They have some nice control, and those are two things that Morphling's pretty scared of. The only thing I'm worried about is they got no sustain. But maybe Warlock can handle it with the -4 shadow cooldown. So
We'll see.
we'll see.
So are you on the Navi
Mouse.
camp?
No, Mouse me.
All right, I'm going Mouse as well. I've got
Why?
faith in the Mouse puck. Hey, it's a classic. The puck, the Night Stalker.
Don't do it.
All
Go to
right.
Navi.
It's in. It's locked in. Here we go, folks. Our final game of the night. We've once again got Owen as well as Brax here to take it away.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. And yeah, it's just seeing the levels. I would have been excited for an Arcana, but it looks like Madara is the only one actually high enough level for it. So, and we won't be seeing Carry IO, I don't think, anytime soon. So it doesn't matter that it was banned out by Navi. We've got a game on our hands, of course. Final game of the day with myself, ODPixel and Brax. The Drafts done Mouse. They had a tough game 1. Are they going to have a tough game 2, Brax? Or
You know, they do have some better tools
some
this
better
game.
stuff? Yeah.
You know, they have the Night Stalker to deal with Batrider. Unfortunately, Clockwork pretty good against Night Stalker. Can get that vision, hook shot in. Oh, tons of charges all around.
Yeah, Mouse going full in with that one. They did the other day. It didn't help them, but you know, it's always worth a try. But as you said, let's try something a little bit different. It's interesting that they're really stuck with this wanting to make the Beastmaster work. I mean, something as well that other teams just aren't looking at. I mean, is there some sort of a hidden, untapped potential of this hero that other teams will wake up upon, or do you feel Mouse are kind of stuck on a hero that's not really the one to go with at the moment?
30 seconds.
It's definitely a good hero if your team plays around it well. I don't think that they should feel as if they lost last game because of their picks.
No.
I feel like they didn't set themselves up so they could play their own game. So it's nice to see them have confidence in the Beastmaster pick, even in this game. So I like that. And with Beastmaster and Terrorblade, if TB gets off to a good start or they have one good team fight, these towers are going to drop so quickly that it can really open up the map for them. And when they have like these heroes with Beastmaster and Night Stalker, they're super good at playing this really open map game.
Yeah, I mean, that's true. Yeah, we saw how much Na'Vi could do with the Terrorblading in game 1. So, yeah, definitely mousesports looking to take a bit of that power and utilizing it themselves. We'll see an attempt there for the control. And so interested about Bivit. What's the play here? Blocking his own little camp.
Is that what he did?
Yeah.
Let me take a look at this real quick.
Oh no, sorry, he hasn't blocked it. He hasn't blocked it. My bad. Just outside of
Yeah,
it,
just
so it was
outside.
just for the D ward. I was going to say, looks a little funny, but
Yeah, it looks like it's right in there, but that box just a little bit off.
that's spawn boxes for you.
So it looks like MNT is going to play more of the laning Night Stalker. You know, he wants to pressure. He's got that Windlace, Stout Shield, not the Iron Talon jungle kind of thing. And it's definitely, like, it suits the player, right? That's what he does in all his games pretty much. He plays, you saw the Ricky and the Bounty Hunter bands directed at him pretty much. So, I mean, I think it's good. There's a Morphling, not the strongest safe laner, especially when he's pressured like that. It'll help enable Beastmaster's game a bit more. And this is how I think they should have laned in the first game.
Okay.
Because now they're not so heavily committed to this lane where if it doesn't go right, then they're kind of screwed. You know, this way Night Stalker can rotate off the lane, Beastmaster can jungle, and they still have a strong enough lane against what they have.
I mean, is that also kind of a patch thing? Do you think we will see more teams doing dual lanes more often now because of the changes?
I think they'll only do it if their hero in the offlane desperately needs it. Like the Beastmaster, he doesn't want to get zoned.
So
He's a strong
ideally, you think we'll mainly see just stronger solo lane heroes, like the Clock and the Shaker, as we've already seen.
Yeah, we'll see a lot of solo clocks and stuff like that.
Let's hope for the mouse can sort out their problems. Looks like Thug is having some internet issues at this moment in time. And you certainly don't want to be having that at all when you're playing a middle puck. Trombo's coming out. Pycat with the call out. Indeed, if you want to catch some Thug selfies, do be sure to hit him up on the Instagram.
That's right. Make sure you guys follow him.
Oh, wait, yeah, he's got it wrong, actually. He's just corrected himself. Yeah, Skylark is the selfie master. So if you want to see some good Kappa Pride selfies, head over to Skylark's Instagram. Yeah, Thug. He's a good-looking man, but I don't think he does do his Instagram. Doesn't do the Instagram. He's not about that.
Unfortunate.
It is. It is. I mean, I believe his girlfriend would have a bit of a go at him. Of course, after that incident at the Kiev Major with the signing of certain female parts. That's the man there on the middle puck. And Golden Lane already kicking off. Seneko getting in close and personal with Skylark. And again, good old fire and ice from Biver. Forcing back the Beastmaster. Making sure that the space is there for Na'Vi's safe lane.
It's actually pretty difficult to lane against support Clockwork with these melee offlaners, especially when he has boots. If he gets the... some get battery assault to level 1, and they just run him down. But against the dueling, he's got the power cogs, so we can just trap him there, or burn their mana just like that.
I mean, surely it makes it very hard for MNT to do anything.
Yeah, for sure. He's in some trouble now here on Skylark.
Yeah, these body blocks. And again, that setup for to easily land the spell from Biver. Skylark ticking down very, very low. Won't quite be able to get him. He has got that salve. Will be forced to pop it relatively early on in this laning stage.
In the previous patch, with the shrines available so early on, these sort of lanes, you know, Mouse would be fine with this.
Yeah.
You know, they can trade regen, shrine up, but here, they can't really do a whole lot in this lane. As we can see, MNT's pretty much just leaving the lane.
Yeah, he's like, I'm out of here. And Skylark says, all right, mate, I'm taking a bit of a beating, though. And it really is that case. Top lane, General. Looks like he's having a pretty good lane here.
Oh, 10 sticks. Okay, he's fine.
9 stacks, man. It's gonna, yeah, it's, as you said, the sticks certainly save him. But that is a position you don't really want to get yourself in. Top lane, looking for the rune snipe, and Thug will get it. Bottom lane, this could be your first blood. Skylark again getting a little too close. Oh, he nearly gets it. But he really wants this Pycat. He's hunting.
Is he gonna find him?
Skylark, don't breathe. He's holding his breath, but Pycat realizes where he's gone, and he will end up hunting him down. And Pycat now has to get himself up. Very low on the mana. Does he have any one charges? He's only got a couple. A couple could be enough, though. He's got tangos and a GG branch to swallow up if he wishes to do so. And in fact, he's already regenning up at the moment and has the money to pick up that Ring of Hell. So all in all, it's absolutely fine for Pycat. He gets away with the play, and at not any of a cost at all, as he's claritying up as well.
Yeah, it feels like any hopes at pressuring this Morphling in lane now has just been thrown out the window. Yeah. Ring of Health acquired already, getting that kill as well on the Beastmaster. Like, they're down here, but they can't really contest this Morphling. Clockwork, Seneco's coming in too, and this Skylark could be dead again.
I think it's going to be another kill. He's just got to close the gap, trap him in the cogs. Pycat waveforms forward, and this is going to be another bit of positive action here for Na'Vi. I mean, they may not be able to kill MNT, but at the same time, MNT is just unable to really do anything. You know, we were kind of looking forward to seeing this dual lane work out, but it just seems that this support clock is just too much for these two. Two melee heroes, they can't get in to even give them a tickle.
Yeah, Nightstalker can't actually do anything at all when the cogs come out. So what does he do from now, though? He has like a...
I mean, yeah, where does he go?
I mean, he can... I don't know. Beastmaster's going to jungle and Nightstalker will take the lane, I guess. That's the best they can do with the situation, but it's not great. They're probably really hoping that they could pressure that lane.
Yeah, at least the good news for Mouse is certainly the other lanes. You've got the mid lane, Thug, having the edge against Denzi with his puck play. And up on top, free farm is there for Madara's Terrorblade. The General is trying his best, but as we can see, pretty much committing all the mana to make a bit of a go on top, and then has to back himself up to base. So all the space is there for the Terrorblade. Seneko will make the rotation. Dendi, nice light strike as MNT tried to fly his way away from it. Isn't going to work out. Now with the DD on that Lina, MNT's just got to get himself out of there.
Yeah, we saw up top, Batrider had like 9 stacks on that Warlock, and he threw out the Flame Break. If he doesn't get that kill, you know, he pretty much loses the lane, right? That's all his mana gone. He can't shrine. He's making the long walk of shame all the way back. and then he probably doesn't want to lane after that.
Yeah, you got to certainly question it if you're general with the stick and the tranquil. Not a situation you want to return to there, but then it's, as we mentioned, just how are you going to deal with the TB?
I think if he doesn't go for that play, that all-in play trying to kill the Warlock, he can actually win that lane pretty convincingly.
Okay, so it was a very kind of high risk, high reward, but essentially getting yourself a solo kill, but
Definitely.
it's just unfortunate that it didn't pay off because Spartan had, well, potentially what seemed like quite an early stick. You know, he was well prepared for that.
Yeah, I feel like if they were able to get that kill, then you probably see Seneko go up to the lane, especially with Beastmaster hitting the jungle a little bit and Night Stalker just running around, and they would really try to apply the pressure there.
Yeah, MNT still trying to make some sort of a movement, sweeping his way around Na'Vi's half of the map. He's heading towards the top lane, as General has come back into lane, so the three of mousesports hoping to find a kill onto this Batrider. General has got the Firefly. We'll see MNT coming in with the wraparound, but General gets the Firefly off in time, and with that, he should be able to get himself back to safety as he plays himself around this the stack that's been created, and in fact may be able to steal some of the bottom lane at the same time. Skylark ticking down very, very low once again from the Liquid Fire. General, it looks like he's playing very risky. And look at that MNT, flying over, trying to chase him down, but the shrine is there. It's ready and waiting, and General will be fine. And I believe he did, by the looks of it, get a decent chunk of... oh no, actually no, it didn't look like he could stay around long enough, so he didn't get too much actually from playing around that large camp. Looks like the creep's still remaining alive for mousesports on that top lane.
Isn't it crazy how all they had to do to Jakiro was make his spells castable?
They just fixed him,
every game.
and now he certainly seems to be the hero. So far, Na'Vi and TNC, at least two teams, absolutely loving it.
Yeah.
And I think, we're definitely going to see more teams follow suit, as it just seems to be so strong in the lane, so strong in the push, great in the team fight, a very, very well-rounded functional hero. Top lane, bit of a go being made by MNT, but a quick cogs and a TP out for Seneko keeps him safe.
Top tower is under attack.
MNT coming back in again, eyeing up General, and it was good to see maybe if he could snipe that large Troll Summoner, but it's not going to be the case. At least we'll just grab himself a bit of XP. Still playing around with this though, just trying to slow down General's progression, but TP comes across. MNT has to be a little careful, as there is a Jakiro in the neighborhood as well. And at the least, so this rotation is just here to try and slow down this push from the Terrorblade, but they've already done a lot of damage to this tier 1 here, Mouse.
Yeah, TB mana just chipping away, and yep, all the creeps are pretty much alive there. Batrider might look to try to make a move to steal them later on, but Terrorblade just might do them right now.
Batrider and the Jakiro are still in the neighborhood, but they're just holding fort around the tower. They will get the deny. MNT up onto the high ground. Got mid lane as well. A bit of pressure being put in by Thug on the puck, as we've seen actually Dendi being forced back to base. So this mid lane still certainly going the way of the puck.
Yeah, that's their big lane right now.
It really is, yeah. If they can get good item timings on Thug, and he can start to help swing the tide of some of the lanes. The top lane less so, because as we see, they've already managed to take the tower, so that's going fine in that account. It's definitely the bottom lane that just pretty much fell apart. The Beastmaster and the Night Stalker very much behind where they would have hoped to be at this stage, and very little pressure successfully put onto Pykat's Morphling.
Yeah, this Beastmaster definitely not going to be looking like the hero that's going to be applying pressure anywhere. Looks like it's all up to Puck and the Terrorblade to really start things on the map. Beastmaster still trying to just scrape by and get whatever farm he can, but it's a Morphling in the safe lane. This is not the easiest hero in the world to gank.
And Biver actually coming across. They're very hungry to get aggressive onto the Beast. And at least zone him out, put pressure onto the tower. And I mean, it really does. Yeah, it's up to the Puck to swing the tides of this bottom lane. There's very little in terms of rotations from the other heroes of mousesports before they have their ultimates that can do anything about this morph.
So I'm just wondering if Puck is going to like wait for Blink Dagger or anything, or actually he's going for the Veil.
Do you like that decision, going for the Veil first this game?
Yeah, I definitely do. It's it makes you do tons of damage, and they need damage in this game to kill the other heroes, because Beastmaster not going to be dealing the most amount of damage. Same thing with Night Stalker, pretty low levels, so they need all the damage they can get right now.
Yeah, look at this. Yeah, I mean, yeah, this is something else I like, just going straight away with the Veil, knowing they have to do something about the state of this bottom lane.
Yeah, this bottom lane is a huge problem. Oh, Pycat does use the wave there. This could be pretty bad.
Yeah, of course he's yet to have an ult out. There's the Dream Coil. They'll try for the TP. Oh, it's going to work, isn't it? There's no cancel.
Oh,
Oh, that's going to hurt there for them. And meanwhile, up top, General was able to get himself a solo kill on MNT.
That's even without the lasso. That's got to feel bad.
That has got to feel bad all around the map there for Mouse. I mean, how close was Spartan to hitting 6? Because that was obviously what would have changed the thing. No, he's nowhere near. He's still only on level 4. They just needed something else to follow through. Even, say if Skylark had a slightly better time, he would have had level 6 on that Beastmaster. Yeah. But because he isn't, he was, at the time, still half a level away. And they just can't get a kill out of that kind of play.
That's got to be heartbreaking. And now Navi are smoked up, ready to take this fight.
And in turn, though, likewise, Seneco's still yet to have the hook shot. Actually pops down the cog. Yeah, Madara just turns towards him, say thanks for cogging yourself in. And rips it to pieces with a Metamorphosis. So Mouse find themselves a kill. Really looking to go in now. Thug with the veil out onto Dendi. Dendi silenced up. They're trying to move in upon this. Skylark does have the Roar now available. Dendi in the tree line, lands a Light Strike, holding back the Beastmaster. Seneko back in with the cogs, with the Roar actually pushing Seneko out of the cogs, but it doesn't matter because Na'Vi still head back in, surround the Beastmaster. They will lose Dendi. And Skylark, he might get his way out of it. He's actually managed to dupe them out here. He'll escape. And at the end of the day, Thug picks up a double kill in the tree line. And Mouse, that was absolutely what they needed. Their first play there with the Dream Coil by their own tier 1 not working, but when they're diving the tier 1 of Na'Vi, it all works out perfectly.
That fight was so messy from both teams. Like, you know, some teams like that. You know, they go into it, they're like, well, let's see what happens. I hope it works out. And Mouse pull out ahead big time there. Puck with the double damage, doing tons of damage.
We're not going to see Biver come in to slow this down. And with the Metamorphosis running out, he will back away. Seneco's back in. Now does have the 6 and all that TB. He's out of mana. And it looks like they should be able to punish Madara with the magical damage that Biver has. Shadow Word isn't going to be enough. Dream Coil will be dropped though by Thug. See if he sticks around to fight. Gets the 3-man silence. Spartans, so they really need to get this level 6 on this Warlock.
Yeah,
he's so close as well.
There, that would have been fantastic.
Yeah, he's got a couple of creeps away from it. Top lane though, again, a bit of a repeat. We didn't see it last time, but we'll see it this time. General moving in onto MNT. Doesn't quite have the mana to follow through with a flame break. The TP actually will be cancelled, so there was going to be backup coming in, but it's held back there. MNT actually, with those infused raindrops, saving himself from the increased damage. And now, in fact, thinking about turning. He's got a Void and a Silence. There's no tier 1 for General to hide onto. And with the nighttime, he'll look to chase this. And he should certainly get this, unless Dendi can land a nice Light Strike. In fact, he just goes straight away for the damage. And that will cost him, like, you got to ask yourself, maybe if Dendi's stunned there, he could have saved the bat. But he just goes for the surefire kill. It's fine.
He's thinking of the long-term play, right? He's like, I need solo experience.
Absolutely. He wants that solo XP. Screw the hero. Or, sorry, screw the Bat Rider. Dendi with the greed plays.
All right, so meta down bottom again, but he doesn't really have a creep wave. I don't really know if they can take this. They need to bring down the troops quickly if they want this tower.
We go it. Standing tall. But yeah, you're right. Na'Vi do have a way to kick back at this. Seneko hook shot back available again. We do now have that Warlock Golem online, so we'll see what kind of play Spartan can make with that. He is down on the bottom lane backing up Madara, so they're ready for a full-scale fight. Roar is available again for Skylark, so it's all about who finds the initiation, and it is going to be Mouse that find it. They'll find the Roar, but a little gingerly with the follow-through. Now they go for it. They get the 2-man chaotic offering. The Fatal Punch is there as well, forcing Na'Vi back. With the mass TPs coming through, mousesports, they can't really commit anymore. In fact, with the Light Strike array, they immediately just got them. Oh, General. Oh, Seneko. Sorry, not General. General wouldn't have done that. Well, actually, I say that. General did do that in the first game into Dendi. But no, poor old Seneko finds a big old dragon in his way. And means that they don't get any kills out of it, but they do hold the tower, and they do essentially make mousesports waste the chaotic offering as it achieves nothing.
Yeah, and the meta, pretty much. So big win from Na'Vi there. That was even with Mouse starting the fight. They got the Roar there off on Seneko, but they just weren't there to follow up in time. It's kind of those odd situations where he's like walking into, so you're like, all right, I need to Roar him, because if he uses any spells on me, then, you know, we could die. But Puck was just a bit too far before that, so they didn't really have the damage to follow up, and TB not in a position to hit him, so quite unlucky there. They have to use their spells, pretty much just waste them.
Blink Dagger now there for General, so definitely something that Na'Vi can look to play around. And something that's going to make it a little harder for mousesports to push in upon. Having to be aware of that catch. There you go. Shot back up again in 5 seconds.
So we've got the blink picked up on the bat now, and in about 1 minute, it's going to be daytime. So we'll have a pretty big window. He's even smoked up right now,
Yeah.
looking for anything. But
They're looking to fight on the end of nighttime by the looks of it. Ward's there to spot out MNT. I'd rather hook something easier like potentially Spartan.
yeah, they definitely want the Warlock if possible.
Yeah, I mean, still, of course, the chaotic offering is on cooldown, and well, actually, with Spartan moving away, they'll just go for the target that's been left alone. MNT actually looking to fly his way out of the cogs here. They have got the hook shot to follow through, and the damage is enough. MNT won't look to essentially waste this shrine, realizing he would have been dead anyway. We'll leave it be. Same time though, Na'Vi will look to push in for more on the mid lane, whilst Mouse get the trades down bottom. Mid lane, actually, Thug jumping in with a good silence. The stick charges are there to keep PyCat alive. They'll be fine, but as this game continues, 15 minutes in, it's looking very close. Both teams finding the trades. Both teams with very scalable cores. The Morphing and TB ready to take this as late as required. And at the moment, it's certainly still anyone's game.
Yeah, definitely. It's very, very close right now. And it's hard to say who has the edge later on in the game because Lina and Puck, even Puck can scale pretty well into the game now with that Aghanims breaking or stunning through the BKB. And he has a large spell amp talent, so he can pick up the Dagon. And TB always has the, whatever is for the reflection.
Yeah.
So he can make that illusion of the Morphing that hits very, very hard. So it's really difficult to say who has the edge in late game, especially when items like E-Blade come out. So I don't know. It's still up to, it's anyone's game for now.
Skylark continue with the push down in. Interesting as well, Skylark actually changing up the build this game. We saw what kind of Vlad's medallion. This time around, it's going to be straight brown boots into Necrobook. Something that I feel like an item that I feel like I haven't seen in a long time being picked up.
Yeah, it definitely feels like it fell off. They changed the damage type of the book, so they do a lot less damage to heroes.
Okay.
Oh, Blasto up top. All right, this is a huge kill if they can get it.
Yeah, they're going to commit everything for this one. They're actually going to see the attempt for some sort of a turnaround where they drop the chaotic offering, but Spartan, he is on his own for the time being. Will do his best to keep the Golem alive, but despite his best efforts, unable to save the Terrorblade. And now with a move forward and the Light Strike array from Dendi, Na'Vi will pick up a second, taking down Spartan as well, opening up the ability to push in onto this tier 1. This will be a free tower for Na'Vi, and with that as well, PyCat will have the gold for his completed Lincoln Sphere. Certainly something that's going to be paying off against the Roar, the Sunder.
Yeah.
And also just the chance for MNT to get in and find a silence to stop him from getting away. Bottom lane, nice little juke there. It's the blink from Thug. Dodges Dendi's potential Light Strike array. There will be a Roar to finish off the kill. The Na'Vi are there trying to fight back. Get the cogs on Skylark. Lots of damage coming out from Biver with the ultimate as the Beastmaster's trapped in upon it. Battery Assault chase down from Snako will finish off the job. Mouse still playing around with this one. A Flame Break bringing MNT slightly back into the clutches of General, but he's low on mana. Ice Path will clip the Thug Puck, but they haven't got the follow-up lockdown. He'll get himself out of that.
Nice play this game from Thug. I think he's really definitely making some big plays this game. In that engagement top, he was also able to kill Snako in the mid lane and take the tower. So it looked bad that they lost the team fight and everything, but they were still able to get something out of it. Puck leading the net worth, well, not anymore, Morphling leading the net worth, but he's still very, very high up there. And Morphling with that Lincoln's pickup is going to be so hard to kill. He hasn't died once this game yet, and now he's that much harder to kill in this game.
I mean, it's all about getting that silence before he starts to morph. And with that Lincoln's, it's going to be even harder for the Night Stalkers. It's really down to Thug finding that perfect initiation and then having the follow-through control.
Yeah, even with the lands, the silence, and the coil, they still need to try to cast Roar on him somehow, breaking the Lincolns and then using it on him. So they need to use a lot of tools.
Madara still scaling up pretty nicely, has that Manta style complete. As we can see on the net worth, still mousesports with the top 2 net worth, but it is very close. PyCat's pretty much neck and neck, and Dendi only just less than 1,000 behind. Bloodstone complete. Working on towards the Shadow Blade. General's only got his 4-star bottom lane. They are going to make that go, but he's already started to morph. And again, it's going to be almost certainly one of those situations. Well, no, actually, no, he hasn't got a replicate out. So he needs backup, and it will turn up. The damage not quite there from mousesports to finish off the kill. And certainly the problem there. I mean, we saw there them doing pretty much exactly what we said. They need to pop the Lincolns, allow the Roar to follow through after a Dream Coil. But they need something like the Terrorblade. They need to have that physical damage or some way to rip him to pieces. Otherwise, they're not killing him, even under the duration of those ultimates.
Yeah, they need a lot of damage to kill him, and that's a gank too. That's where you don't have things like Clockwork counter-initiating or Batrider getting in there and messing all these combos up. So it's going to be tough. They need. They do have a lot of damage later on in the game once Terrorblade starts to pick up more items. Morphling changing stats isn't going to help him tank up that much against it. But you do have to worry about the damage on Mouse. Pretty much, for now, it's just the Terrorblade, right? Puck's got good damage for now, but in 10 minutes, it's probably going to start to fall off a bit, especially once even Lina starts to tank up a bit. Beastmaster, obviously not the highest damage hero. Necrobook does give you some damage, but I feel like it's just going to die in all these team fights to all the AoE. It's going to run through Jakiro's Macro Pyre, Ice Path, and not really do a whole lot.
I mean, with that build, surely that's him saying, I'm just going for the split.
Yeah. For sure.
Because as you said, if he turns up to a fight, already the Raw is going to be hard to pull off with the Lincoln Spheres coming out. And yeah, the Necrainers are just going to die. It's going to be more money and XP into the side of Na'Vi if he's not careful.
They have some really, really good heroes for playing the split game, right? TB pushes with illusions. He's safe. Nightstalker likes the split game, so does Beastmaster. But of course, Batrider, Clockwork, they also do like that too, and Morphling. But the one advantage Mouse has over them is the Nightstalker nighttime. It makes it really, really hard for heroes like Batrider to get in there and find the right target. They never know if they're just wandering into danger.
Oh, and we have the jump through the committal of the Dream Coil just onto Jakiro. He's forced back, he's fine. Pycat comes in, will be silenced and roars.
He's dying
There's
fast.
damage from the Metamorphosis in the counting offering. Have they got the damage to do it? They do. They'll bring down Pycat. Absolutely massive here for mousesports. They will love to find one. It looks like they're going to get it with the Suneko being chased down by the Necro units and the chaotic offering. The stick charges come out. It's not enough. Suneko's down and out as well. On the back lines, Thug will be picked off. But it was his kind of deep committal that drew the rest of Na'Vi away from the 2 kills that mousesports looked for, and also enabled mousesports here to find a tier 2. And Mouse, they're ready to try and go in for more. Here comes the slow here from the high ground. Spartan doing a lot. Look at this slow kick in with the reflection as well. Mousesports ready to rip into them. Na'Vi do have Dendy commit suicide. Drops himself with the Bloodstone. So we'll deny that extra gold and XP from mousesports, but still, great kind of performance and execution there from mousesports. General will find the Beastmaster as Skylark plays around a little too deep, but they get the Morphling. So we know it's possible. It really does take everything from mousesports, but they just need to make sure that they have Madara there with the Metamorphosis and the illusions, and then they can kill him.
Yeah, their team fight's so strong when they have all these illusions and the Warlock Golem coming in, but kind of Pycat probably thought there was no way he could die, right? There's a Force Staff
he felt pretty confident.
Up on General as well to help him out there. I don't know if I got used in that fight. Perhaps they tried to back away, but didn't happen in time. But yeah, I mean, it takes absolutely everything on the Morphling to bring him down. And if Na'Vi are ready to counter-initiate and to take the fight, then perhaps they can turn that.
Yeah. I think likewise, though, we're potentially going to see the other thing. It's going to take quite a lot to bring down this Terrorblade.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, they kind of need to have Dendy land the Laguna Blade onto him. They need that sort of burst to have the chance of bringing him down. And then, of course, the Sunder is always going to be an opportunity. There's no silence on the side of Na'Vi.
Lina's a weird hero, right? She does tons of damage, long range and everything, but in some games she just can't get in there to use her spells. Like in that last fight, she didn't throw a single spell at the Terrorblade. Illusions are all full HP and everything, but a Light Strike Array and a Dragon Sleeve clears the illusions almost instantly. It's just about having the team fight control to actually get in there and use those spells, because Laguna Blade's like half of Terrorblade's HP at this stage of the game. They have tons of damage to kill them. They just need to be able to get into that position to do it. But of course, with the Nightstalker and TB just running in there with the backup of the Warlock ultimate, it makes it so hard for him to actually cast all his spells like that.
Do you like the decision from the Puck to go straight for the Dagon after his first kind of opening core items?
I think it's good, but in 10 minutes from now, he may be wishing he had a Midas somewhere. Because this game, if Mouse do win this game, it'll be a super, super late game.
CMNT fly up to the high ground, try and chase down General. Will get himself away. Suneko pops the cogs and starts to back up. Thug comes in with a 2-man silence and the Dream Coil. Again, oh, they got him. The Dagon. Well, absolutely. It's paid itself off tenfold there. That Dagon allowing them to quickly burst down Pycat before he has any chance to get himself out of that. Great jump from mousesports. And there we have it. So the Necro 3 now picked up on the Beastmaster. And things are looking up for Mouse. They have this Terrorblade that's continuing to be in an incredibly strong position. And they're using this kind of peak that they have. I was questioning the Dagon pickup, but I'm sold.
He just showed how useful it was right there. Blew up the Morphling instantly.
Good lane though, good lasso from General will find the TB. And he's gone. A couple of well plays coming out from Na'Vi there as they know that's a big kill and they're ready to look for more. Seneko straight down the middle with the hook shot to set up onto Spartan as they find themselves a second. So yeah, it really does seem as soon as mousesports find something really big for themselves, they just kind of throw it away there. You lose a TB, suddenly Na'Vi climbing into the lead. And if they get Roshan as well, that is going to be a pretty feels bad man for mousesports that last minute.
Yeah, definitely. I'm sure Mauser looking at Roshan as their next objective. Perhaps they could have looked at it a bit earlier, especially with their heroes, the Beastmaster, Terrorblade, tons of damage for Roshan, but you never know. They might be able to go for some sneaky play here.
Can Puck do it? General's already there, kind of on watch on the high ground, keeping him away. Yeah, he can't stick around for this, Doug. So Na'Vi get it. Aegis on Pycat. And it definitely seems there's this sort of timer. We saw them kill Pycat there, but if he's able to finish off the Manta style, then the difficulty just steps up even more for mousesports. With the Manta and the Lincolns, good luck singling him out, locking him down, and bursting him.
Yeah, if he gets that item, he's not going to die that easily in these fights at all. They can't take the fights the same way. Right now, they're winning these fights because they blow up this Morphling instantly.
Yeah. Gonna get hard. He is still a bit of a while to go there for Pycat, but obviously having that Aegis is going to help him through this period where he looks to close up on the Manta Star.
I was going to say that I felt like it was a pretty big mistake from Na'Vi trying to take a fight in that area because their strongest point on the map is actually in their base high ground. When they have heroes like Batrider to bring these Terrorblades that are pushing into their base and stuff. So I felt like they shouldn't force it. But they do follow up with a nice quick pick mid, and it leads to Roshan, so now they're pretty much in the driver's seat once again. So, I don't know. It looks like they're pretty comfortable right now. Lina's top of the net worth after having not the greatest early game. And Lina, great hero against Terrorblade, tons of magic damage. She can get that Aghanim Scepter to burst that Terrorblade down from like half HP throughout the entire game. And this... Mauser in a tough spot right now.
Yeah, they have to be careful that they don't lose anyone to this one. Seneko. Okay, opening with the Battery Assault. Dreamcoil actually catches nothing there as Thug tries to trap General in return. Comes back in for a bit of a tease there with the Firefly. Skylark in the neighborhood. Mouse do have well, they've got everyone, and so's Na'Vi. So we'll see who wants to go in for this one. Looks like Na'Vi are deciding to just back up after that failed attempt to catch someone off at the start. And Mouse will be able to hold their side of the map. Very close to having the Aghanims done for the Night Stalker, about 600 gold to go on that. Also Skylark, after scaling up the Necro 3s, very close to having a Blink Dagger. So that extra bit of catch, which as we're going to see, it's now probably, before they've used the Beastmaster to kill off the Morphling, but it could be getting to the point where with that Blink, you're looking to just try and take down the backline as the easier kills. If you're able to land a Raw onto Dendi with the Necro 3, lock down onto Lina, you're probably being able to kill it. Top lane though, win with the jump. With the lasso, MNT's out and down. That'll certainly put the Aghanims on hold for a little bit.
He desperately wanted that Aghanims. Dendi with the solo kill mid lane too. Once Night Stalker picks up Aghanims in the gem, the game kind of changes.
Yep.
Dendi has to be a bit more cautious about pushing these lanes out. Even Pycat can kind of die. They've got to group up a bit more to defend each other while they push these lanes out, but that death is going to set them back quite a bit.
Here's the push for Na'Vi. And they've got the numbers, 5 versus 3 for the next 20-30 seconds or so. Fortification comes out. What can mousesports do with just the 3? Well, Seneko just goes straight in here onto the Warlock and make sure there's no golem. Seneko with a big play. Will cost him his life though. Madara pops the Metamorphosis. The tier 3 is falling though. Na'Vi, can they stick around? Madara having to fight up against his own illusions there. And Na'Vi now pummeling onto the tier 3. And that play there from Seneko, a sacrificial play, guarantees them the rack. Skylark's going to come in with the Ron to General Sunder as well to bring him down low. They'll get the back. Mouse, they need to find as much as they can off the back of this defense. Pycat with the waveform TP, he'll make it, so does Biver. They haven't gone any further through catch, so they lose 2 heroes for it, but getting the melee racks, Na'Vi, they'll be absolutely fine with Seneko initiating and making that play.
Yeah, great play from Seneko. They're just jumping the Warlock before he could get the
Yeah.
ultimate off. TP Scroll's looking like an imbalanced item this game. A lack of stuns, big time. That's like the second time they just TP out in front of their face when the Void is off cooldown.
Yeah, I mean, it's what, you've got the Void, and then they have 3 ultimates that can do it, but that's ultimates that you're having to commit for those sort of plays, and ultimates that we're seeing that you're not looking to hold off if you're mousesports. You need to use them at the start of the fights. You can't just wait around and say, well, we'll save that for if they TP out.
Yeah, they definitely can't save them at all. Beastmaster, he's the zookeeper here, huh? With all the pigs?
So yeah, well, how many balls has he got out?
Got
Look
the
at
army.
that. It's a poor man's Lycan.
It is.
You know, these balls don't go invisible. They do poison you though. Skylark, as you said, with the full family there, all 2 of them will die, and the next generation of boars will live on. And then we have a new generation being born, the 4-man ball push. I mean, it adds up.
It does.
But as we said, you do have to kind of be careful. You know, Na'Vi have a lot of wave clear at the moment. They're saying, well, screw that, Mouse. You can have the tier 2. We'll take a tier 2 in return. And maybe even just try and force mousesports to back up. Do they have TPs? I'm sure they do. Madara's got his. Yeah, they will be able to come back, and they need to. They're tier 3 starting to fall.
Madara did pick up a BKB after that last fight, though, so now he's got his 10-second BKB.
See if Mouse can catch anything of this. You know, dropping the golem to help them close the gap. Bug jump forward, not coming in the drink. In fact, he gets Lasso straight away. And straight into the light strike and the thing, but they're all looking at Madara with the big balls plays, goes for the Sunder to save Thug. Now they open in onto Dendi, and now Na'Vi, they've been all shook up. General using himself up, trying to get himself away, but the metamorphosis from Madara. Oh, what a play. What a beautiful play there from Madara. And that secured them that fight. It really did. Making sure that they don't lose someone there as Thug gets lassoed and Laguna'd there, but Madara's like, I got you, bro.
That's a true team player right there, man. That takes balls to sunder your other hero like that when you're the big damage dealer. But they get some good kills there. Lina was top of the net worth.
Yeah.
Tons of gold from that one. And now Aegis on Morphling is gone.
And what's the state of Bloodstone charges on Dendi? Is he still looking good, or is he? Yeah, he's losing them down. He's down to 6. So, yeah, good fight for mousesports. Even though they do still remain 8k behind. Obviously, that Rax loss up top certainly being the thing that's keeping them back in terms of value. But as you said, we could start to see the times have changed. Mouse hitting that point where, as you mentioned, things could start to swing with MNT having the Ags and the gem complete.
Yeah, just look at the way he can play in these fights now. He can dance around the back, find these important heroes. It can help potentially lead them into some good team fights.
Is he could have.
Just saying hi.
He could have stopped the TP, couldn't he? Well, I guess he's worried about dying.
It just turned to daytime, so he didn't want to do anything too
it's
crazy.
risky.
If
I
he
guess
loses that gem, it's not good at all for them.
that's
Game
true, yeah.
over.
Reserved play here from MNT. I mean, it's not like he was going to kill him. At the least, it would just annoy the morph thing.
Yeah.
Pycat back down bottom. Have a quick pause, but certainly an exciting one here. Yeah, net worth lead for Na'Vi, and it is a sizable one. 10k, there are racks up. Mousesports still holding on. We're seeing Madara pretty much neck and neck with the farm of Pycat's Morphling.
Yeah.
I mean, how do these two kind of cores work out in the late game? Is there one that is better? I mean, who would you rather have in this situation on your side? The TB or the Morphling? Which is it's going to get scarier?
It's pretty tough right now. TB's super strong because he just got his BKB, right? There's no Aghanims on the Lina or anything. Dendi probably won't even go for Aghanims this game. He'll probably go into like a Maelstrom Mjolnir kind of build. Just to keep clearing out these illusions. And then Pycat's, I thought he would go for E-Blade and that they would just try to combo the Terrorblade down and just burst them instantly, but he has
that's true, actually, yeah.
He's got the BKB queued up. He had the Butterfly queued up earlier, but I feel like...
Do you like that? I mean, that's very defensive. I mean, Lincoln's back to, and then the BKB
defensive
as well. I mean, you are kind of putting a cap on yourself then, aren't you? You're saying, I mean, you said the TB with his BKB, he's at the time to fight. When the Morphling gets his BKB, they've got to do something with it. Otherwise, it feels like, 4k gold that you're putting in that's just putting a halt on your overall hero's potential aggressively.
I feel like if he buys a BKB, he's going to limit himself a lot in these team fights because he's going to wave in, or he probably still won't wave in, because if he waves in, then Terrorblade's just going to use his reflection and click him, and then Morphling's going to sit there and more stats to replicate out. It's more about he's going to use it if the puck jumps him. But he still doesn't want to put himself in that position, right? He wants to get in there once Batrider lassos someone, perhaps E-Blade them and just burst them with Lina instantly, and they don't want to take a fight like that.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I feel like it's definitely not the best item he could buy, but maybe it'll help him hit the base because he can just kind of stand his ground, you know, and just attack the buildings, which, you know, might be better. Hard to say.
No, I guess, yeah, as you said, it's Na'Vi saying, we've already managed to push down one lane, we can do it again. You can finish off the BKB potentially sooner than he's going to be able to get the chance to get the big jump for the Eagle Song and such for the E-Blade. And yeah, as long as they're able to just hit the racks, they don't have to worry about blowing up heroes.
He's still pretty far away from it, so maybe he'll go for something else, especially when Roshan starts to come up. He'll think, oh, I don't really need this anymore. But, yeah, this is what I worried about with Puck, right? This is a stage of the game where he's kind of...
I mean, he's maxed out. Has he got one level to still go? No, he's maxed out. Is that level 5 Dagon, I think?
Let me check real quick. Level 4. So he's got one level left.
One more level to go.
I mean, he does a lot of damage right now, but Morphling just hitting buildings. All right.
3 tier 3 and a lot of damage on the
Where's
racks.
Mouse?
They're going for the long reach around. Let's see if it pays off. They'll go for the silence with the pie cam. Easy waveforms back. Sineko in with the hook shot. He's caught Spartan outside of the base. That's going to be the Warlock down. No golem for 30 seconds. Madara is heading up to the high ground, starting to force Na'Vi back. Skylark as well, already committing the raw here. So now Na'Vi are just going to be able to run themselves away.
Everyone's just walking away.
Metamorphosis dues. This was a lot of commitment from Mouse, and they end up losing the Warlock, losing the tier 3, and taking a bit of a damage onto the racks as well. That was not the defense they hoped for. I mean, you could kind of see what they were doing with that wraparound, but it just didn't seem to be coordinated too well, because you've gone for this wraparound, but somehow you're still allowing a Clockwork to solo out your Warlock that you need on the back lines and dropping the Chaotic Offering.
Yeah, they didn't have nighttime or darkness in that team fight at all, too. And then Batrider just found the... Batrider and Clock were able to find Warlock right away, and they just killed him. And Morphling's in the front lines, and they just can't really kill him at all, so they, you know, blink on him, use silence, try to bait the rest of Na'Vi in, but Na'Vi know that Morphling has no threat of dying there whatsoever, so they just kind of let him do his own thing. And Na'Vi, I mean, they're just going to probably go again now.
They are. They know that they can go for this. Now going to look to try and find MNT out of the base. This is the man with the gem. They'll come in with a hook shot. There will be a Chaotic Offering dropped in return. Mouse trying to turn some out, but the Laguna comes out from Dendi. They've bursted down the Night Stalker. They'll bring down the Chaotic Offering. There's a lot of slowing going on, and Madara is going to head into the middle with a reflection in the BKB. Looking to man up and fight. They have the Raw. They turn towards Dendi, bringing him down towards half with the Axis Farm through. No, but Dendi gets away with the Shadow Blade. They drop the Sentry. They will find him with the Shadow Word, and in fact, that may be enough. It's going to tick down very, very low. And now Na'Vi, they're being forced back. Bang! Dagon's there from Thug. He blows up another. Dendi did end up ticking down to the Shadow Word. And in fact, a great hold there from mousesports on that high ground. Again, we saw that the Chaotic Offering was dropped. It was killed quickly. That wasn't the spell of the fight there for the Warlock Spartan. Just with that slow.
Yeah, that upheaval was gigantic.
It was ridiculous. I mean, Na'Vi, as they kind of commit into the front lines, you know, waveform forward, and then suddenly they're trying to run away, and upheaval and reflection from the TB is just destroying these fights. And that was a fight where Madara, he didn't have Metamorphosis, did he?
No Metamorphosis, and it was daytime.
Yeah.
They're not even at their final form yet, and they're still taking these fights.
Yeah, that's got to be very reassuring for Mouse. And of course, off the back of that fight, straight into the Roshan, there will be a TP across. Do they go for the big balls play? They want to. They're heading over. General, he's got the vision, and Mouse, they know that this is getting dangerous. Madara pots the Metamorphosis. He is committing for this again. Spartan on the sidelines with the upheaval. General comes in, gets the lasso, but look at this slow. He tries to force his way out of it. They'll come in, but Madara, he gets the Sunder off. He turns towards the back, but the self-fuels will keep General alive. He gets himself away. Light strike from Demi thrown inside the pit. They get the ultimate here from Biva, making the pit so hard for them to stick in across. Pike out, waveforms in, finds a second. Laguna's down to MNT, bringing him down low, but with the movement speed, he will get himself out of there. But at the end of the day, Na'Vi, they'll finish off Roshan, grab themselves the Aegis, and Na'Vi just respawning in time to get themselves into that pit and able to stop the potential flow of momentum that Mouse were about to bring back.
Really smart item choice from General there. He had the Shadow Blade. He just ran in there, invis. They didn't have the detection to do anything about it at all. And Shadow Blade's really good when you're playing against heroes like Night Stalker, because even though when he has gem he can see you, it's only that he can see you once he's 1100 range.
Yes, he has to be, yeah, within the gem range.
So he can still play outside of the range, invis, and even when Night Stalker has that Aghanims, you can still be invisible.
Oh, let's see. See if we can try for something here. Let's pull Pycat. Oh, the burst! They've done it!
Damage.
Nice to take down the Aegis. If they can kill him a second time, that's really the big question. They do have a roar with the Necro units out. They're going for it with the Light Strike and Lagunas. There's Dendi looking to turn it around, and Pycat, he's got Bazillion health. He's out of there. He's fine. No, he's not out of there. He's in it there. He's trying to jump in. With that strength, the Adaptive Strike Stern lasting for 2 years onto Spartan, but he still gets the chance to turn around with the chaotic offering. Dendi has to kill himself with the Bloodstone. Now Madara turning back up. They're looking for the turnaround. Pycat up on the high ground will TP away with the waveform TP out. Fiverr will get left behind though, as Mouse chase down the Jakiro and will find the kill. General trying to come in, knocks them back with a flame break. Would be enough to save Fiverr. He goes for the well played, and you know, admiring the attempt at least from General, and the thanks is there. Yes, he tried his best. General wasn't quite enough, and again, mousesports certainly forcing back Na'Vi. They may have had a painful loss around the Roshan pit, but they take the Aegis out of Na'Vi's hands, bringing down Pycat once, and they hold on to that mid set of racks, and the tier 3 still stands.
Yeah, but this is truly a game where it feels like both teams can take these fights. It's just whoever gets the proper initiation off will win the fight. And we saw it here. Morphling had Aegis, and he just dropped, and they were still able to kill the rest of Na'Vi there.
Yeah, and I like this as well. I mean, it's exactly what you said. Even though Pycat had the BKB queued up, he doesn't end up going for it. He does pick up the butterfly, and it just feels much nicer. You know, that now he's going to have those stats to play around with. And the BKB, it was just a little too safe for my liking.
Yeah, definitely.
He's got a Manta and a Lincoln's.
The thing about like BKB is Dagon just comes out kind of casually, right? He just throws it out. It's not like you're gonna BKB before he uses it on you like that, pretty much ever, unless he waves into a team fight. But he can't do that even with the BKB. So, not a great eye in this game for sure.
Hug.
Nice blink out.
Playing very carefully down the edge of them all. Skylark now, after his kind of main 3 big key pickups with this build, just going back for the Vlads for the team. And for themselves that little extra aura to help kick back the lanes. Na'Vi, again, ready to get close and personal down the middle. How long have we got until Chaotic Offering? That's the big one, really, for the defense. And still a bit of time, so 40 seconds that Na'Vi could try and play with. See how antsy they want to get in the middle. Ready, just backing up, making sure that they've got all 3 lanes really pressured in. And in fact, bottom lane, they've found themselves a pick. The bat's in, and beautiful setup there to allow Seneko to come flying in and make sure there's no
70 seconds,
chance.
no Beast Master.
Yeah, that's pretty huge. Wait, what did he just buy? Or did he just literally have no money? Because did he start to buy components? No, he did.
He did have money a couple seconds
He
ago.
did. Has he got anything on the courier? No.
Investing?
Oh.
I don't know.
Wherever that money was, it's gone. You're right. He's really out for 50 seconds.
Maybe he bought Night Stalker again.
No, come on, no. He had a lot of money now, so he had like 2k gold. I think he bought that for himself. I don't know. But it's a potentially rocky 30 seconds.
Yeah, and it's daytime now too. Night Stalker does have darkness, but it's pretty hard to push into that TV right now, sitting on the hill with meta.
Yeah, it looks like with the 4, it could be enough, especially with the chaotic off in their Thug. Just forward, cleaning out the waves. Grabbing out the Dagon, but bottom lane. Pycat will move in, claim the ranged racks. Again, there's a big jump in from General. Oh, he's got the God Warlock, and Warlock's down, and he does not have buyback as well. Out for 50, no Golem, but they've lost Dendi. Jump in from Thug will be enough to burst him down. Snako finds the hook shot. Have they got the damage to take him? No, he gets the chance to face shift. Pycat's there, looking into finishing off MNT. MNT jumps himself across the tree line. He may just make it out. He flies himself away. He's going to live, and now the rest of mousesports come in. Madara looking to find Snako. He'll get him. Snako not allowed to TP out. They've managed to take down 3. Bottom lane, the creep's doing it here for Na'Vi. And so maybe MNT actually ends up living there with well, he's going to thank 7.06 with that one, jumping across the tree line.
What's next?
They continue to hold Mouse.
They continue to hold, but every time their base starts to get chipped away at, they lost the range racks there down bottom. And it feels like even if they can take these fights, Na'Vi will always have that that advantage on the map. You know, they got the racks up top, now they have the range down bottom. They've just got so much lane pressure, and their heroes can split push pretty well too. Like Morphling, he just right in there and took the base. They couldn't really do anything about it.
Oh, bottom lane, Viver's got the setup with the Yules, looking for Skylark, and well, Thug's going to try and jump in, look to save him, and in fact, bam! He manages to burst down the Jakiro. Can they kill Pycat? That's the real question. I mean, they've got the silence from MNT. They need to get the Terrorblade in if they want a chance. Thug's going to continue to play around with him. But again, if there's no Terrorblade, there's no kill. Love to back themselves away. But poking down the Jakiro, he's out, but it does cost them the life of that Beastmaster again.
Double damage on Terrorblade.
Really would love to get some done with this. In fact, Pycat's still around, and he's gone. He's surely gone. They catch him out. And Pycat, I would have thought he would have backed up there. We saw him there a few seconds ago, but he sticks around.
Yeah, Dendy's stuck down here for 25 seconds while his TP's on cooldown as well.
Oh, they've scanned out General. They know he's in the sidelines. General with the blink out will get himself away from Thug, but no. Thug continues to chase with the Dream Coil again. There's the Dagon jump forward from MNT. They'll be able to bring down the Bat as well, trying to force himself away. It's not going to happen. And Mouse in position down bottom. Dendy will TP out. He'll be lucky enough to get himself away. In fact, he just goes straight towards the mid lane and looks to clear that one back out here. So they can push down this bottom lane. I mean, Madara, he's still got the Metamorphosis available, right? He didn't use it that last fight? No, he didn't.
He did not.
He's got it. So BKB Metamorphosis, potential to do a lot of damage to Na'Vi's base, especially with 2 heroes down for 30 seconds. They do have buybacks. I mean, at the least, Mouse might be able to force them out of them.
You definitely don't want to use your buyback when it's 30 seconds off, though.
They're about to use it on the bat.
Yep.
They really want to hold on to Pycats, though. Seneko tries for the hook shot forward. Isn't going to find it. Madara having to be a little careful about this siege. Still a lot of burst and stun potential from Na'Vi. So the BKB holding on to the use of it. Now heads in onto Seneko. There's the jumping old General. He's grabbed him. He goes up, but there's the 3-man Dream Core. Thug just forward, gets the silence. Dendy, he's out and down for 80 seconds. They found one jump, and now they're looking in for more. The Lotus Orb, it's not going to be enough to save Seneko as he is taken down as well. Almost only the no, it keeps him alive. Seneko, he lives. Oh, that last touch with the Necro unit. Seneko on his way back, jump forward for Thug, but he can't find the clock. Seneko, he's able to live through this. But Na'Vi, they're down Dendy for 70 seconds. Pycat moves forward, looking for the Warlock. Still Mouse, continue the siege, bringing the tier 3 down to half health. Get a fair bit done. They really want to try and abuse the 60 seconds without Dendy, but they're unable to do so. They'll have to back up. So at the end of the day, they get damage done, they kill the Lina, they force a buyback out from the bat. But Pycat, he doesn't have to use his buyback. He's instantly there, putting on pressure in the middle lane. So it feels like baby step. Mouse starting to find something, but it's still not enough to really swing the game back around their way.
Yeah, perhaps if they could have gotten a kill or two when they dove there, Seneko lived with barely any HP in that fight.
I thought he was a goner.
Like if they got one kill there and perhaps something else, I think Viver lived with very little HP there as well. He healed himself. Then that could have been something, but you know, Na'Vi just lose some bodies. That's about it. Their base is still strong.
And that all kind of essentially happened because Pycat got caught out at the start, and there was no morphing for a good window.
Yep, and he did just buy an item right now, so he has no buyback for quite some time. This could be kind of dangerous.
I feel like, I mean, it's a little bit of a risk, but at the same time, getting the BKB, it really feels like, I mean, how does he die now?
Yeah, it's true. If he's actually in like a team fight where he doesn't get ganked like, you know, 5-1 or something, he's gonna be fine.
Now jumping for Thug, actually getting the 2-man Dream Core, carrying off and will be dropped off. Seiko tries to come in with a commitment, Life Strike, holds back the Golem, but Viper being focused down by Madara, who has put the BKB for this fight. Takes down the Jakiro. In return, though, Na'Vi will be able to pick off Skylark. So 1-for-1 at the moment. MNT closing back in there, looking towards Pycat. Can they do anything about this? I mean, already the evasion from the Butterfly just doing absolute wonders. Pycat pods the BKB, looking to commit onto Spartan, trying to juke his way around the tree line. Can he do it? Pycat actually not finding the last few touches onto Spartan. Now sees him, gets the adaptive strike out, takes Spartan out. Same time though in the mid lane, Madara looking towards Seneko, but the Blade Mail is popped. General comes in along the sidelines, uses himself up. Madara still sticking around for this one. Bam, there's the zap from Thug, takes down the bat. Na'Vi to lose 2. At the same time, Mouse, they're also down 2 themselves. But the big one being that Mouse have Madara alive. Looks like he's being careful, though, still very much scared of the potential that Pycat's morph can pull out if he gets there. And already, Pycat making a beeline up towards the top lane. Sees that the creep wave is in a good position to continue to follow round. This game, I mean, very much, you know, one bad fight could spell the end for a team. Still in the middle, Mouse standing their ground. Highcat zips forward, looking for Thug. Thug and Madara now on the retreat, getting themselves away from this push. No Metamorphosis. No need for them to stick around. But they're certainly slowing the... I mean, if we have a look at the net worth, I can only imagine it's starting to go slowly heading back towards even. And yeah, as we see, you know, Na'Vi, they hit a peak. And the last few fights is starting to fall back towards mousesports half. If Na'Vi can get this Roshan, though, it could be pretty, you know, that could be the component to allow them to really finish this game off.
Yeah, definitely, especially with Morphling having that defensive BKB. He can pretty much just stand there and hit the base.
Yeah, they could just throw themselves in for Megas. I mean, do we have Fortification back available for mousesports? I feel like it should still be on a timer. Let's check in a minute. There's the push coming in. And okay, they do have Fortification, Mouse. It is back available. Already Pycat. There we go. Just up the tip. Has to be careful again. Not to say, this Dagon from Thug still proving to be very scary, even at this later stage of the game.
Yep, General's looking with his Shadow Blade, gets roared up though.
If they have enough damage to bring him out, Sneko comes in with a hook shot. Madara, I believe, actually Manta-style dodged the hook stun. And now Thug again with that. Dagon jumps in, but able to burst down General. Sneko being chased down, jumping from Thug on the back line, gets the 3-man silence in fact. Dendi pops the Shiva's guard, tries to chase back MNC. Light Striker isn't going to catch anyone. The Laguna though, onto Thug. Oh, Thug, he is so low here. Can he actually get the blink out? No, he can't. They've got the damage over time. They'll bring down Thug. Chaotic offering is drop, connects onto 3 with the Shadow Word as well. Sneko will get brought down. Madara now turns towards Dendi. Madara's popped the BKB, looking to chase this one down. Dendi a little too speedy. Will get the Skadi touch onto Biva. And Madara still being careful with the way that he chases this out. They've managed to take down 2, but they've lost the puck. Pycat's still alive, still with that Aegis. Once Metamorphosis is gone, and of course that BKB committed by Madara for that fight as well, Na'Vi could certainly be ready to go up to the high ground. Even with just 3 heroes, they still know how much potential this Morphling has, and how little, with the ultimates already committed, that Mouse has to stop it.
This could be pretty dangerous waving in like that.
Pycat posts the BKB, now turns towards Madara, already falling very low here. Pycat has to wait for him away there. The buyback indeed will come out from Thug. He's looking for the chase down, tries to catch Dendi, but Dendi's already out to the north. Gets himself just out of range in time. Jump forward. Oh, he goes for the self-sacrifice roar. Knows that as long as he lands the roar, they should get the kill. He doesn't mind taking a roar to himself in the face. And indeed, will allow Mouse to pick up the Jakiro. Still, what was the damage done in the mid lane? Well, both racks do still remain. The range racks did take quite a bit of a beating though, and it did cost them that buyback on the puck.
Yeah, the buyback and the fortify there as well.
Yeah.
They definitely wanted more out of that buyback. All they got was the Jakiro there. Perhaps if they could have got Lina or Morphling or anything bigger than the Jakiro, pretty much anyone, right?
Yeah.
Would have been much better, but you know, they are pretty desperate, right? They're just trying to hold out on whatever they can right now. They just have such a hard time locking these heroes down. Morphling is super tanky. Just walks up, hits the base casually, waves out in front of 5 heroes. They can't do much. Even Clockwork takes forever to get killed off in these fights. General, he got roared in that fight, and he still lived for so long. And they're kind of just running into a wall where they don't have enough damage to kill these heroes.
Do you like this from MNT as well, going for the Octarine? Just trying to have that nighttime up a little bit more often.
I don't know, I feel like...
Or is it unnecessary?
I feel like there's no item he can buy that'll make him do more in these fights, right? He already has like the Axe Blink Dagger so he can silence whoever he wants, but...
I mean, what about a Shiva's Guard for his team, or is that...
I mean, it would be pretty good, a Shiva's Guard. They already have a Lotus Sword from Spartan on his Warlock, but Night Stalker, like, he kind of is just a spellcaster right now, right? He blinks in there, silences, chases people down, but he's never going to deal a whole bunch of right-click damage. Maybe he could go for some sort of, like, carry build with, like, a Mjolnir or something, slap it on that Terror Blade, just try to help deal some more damage, but I feel like he's, between him and the Beastmaster, they're both kind of utility heroes, right? They don't excel in damage at all. So they're at this point where they just don't have a whole lot of damage when Morphling BKBs and has Aegis and, you know, 50 armor or whatever. Even Dendi's hard to kill in these team fights.
He's doing it. He's just committing. He goes in. In fact, he has to be careful. He's falling low. He will jump out in time, protecting the Aegis, which he does still have. At the same time, Dendi goes for a bit of a split in the mid. As the MT jump forward, Skylark will be there with the roar. And in fact, Dendi, I mean, he should be there. There's no way he gets himself out of that one. The burst too much from Mouse. So Na'Vi sort of going for those sort of frustration, throw your bodies at the racks plays. I mean, it does work, but losing Lina Maybe not necessarily part of the plan there.
No, she's dead for a really long time right now.
What's the bloodstone look like on Dendy? It's got to be looking pretty poor in terms of charges. Yeah, it's down to 2.
It's looking like it's time to sell that thing pretty soon. Buy a new item.
But as we can see, again, just this really big hold that's coming from Mouse, but they're sort of bleeding out very slowly. As overall, still yet to really shift the momentum as much as they would hope to back their way. Still this time as well where Pycat has that Aegis. Definitely Na'Vi with the ability to go for those power plays with the lead that they have. Even with Dendy out and down, Na'Vi aren't going to feel too scared at the state of this game.
Yeah, it's just such a hard game for Mouse right now. Like, they're strong in fights, but all Na'Vi have to do is click their buildings down. Their range racks are getting so low in the mid lane, it's like 200 HP now. And we saw Pycat just wave in and tank everything to try to take down the melee racks as well. Oh, might cancel it here.
Yeah, they'll be able to cancel it. I mean, he does put the BKB in Pycat. Looks like he will get out. I mean, he does still have the Aegis, right? It's not timed out yet, so even if they bring him down, it will only be
well, there is
one
no
kill.
Aegis.
It's gone. Here we go, bringing him out down low. Put the silence, still a lot of strength to be morphed into, and he is fine. In fact, they'll turn, start to beat down onto Thug's puck. As the phase shift, looking to get himself out of there. Madara, though, comes round with the wraparound right into the midst of it all with a metamorphosis. He's falling down very low with the dagger as well. Pycat's out, he doesn't have buyback. He doesn't have buyback, he's down for 100 seconds. And now Na'Vi being forced back up to the base. Dendy pops the BKB, but it doesn't matter with the Scotty, he's pulling down low.
He has no buyback,
he pops the shrine. And Mouse, they're just towards the right. And Pycat, why doesn't he have buyback? Is he not got money? He doesn't have money.
No money.
No money,
well,
no wages. And Mouse, at the least, they'll get themselves one set of racks. I mean, maybe more. I mean, can they get more out of this?
I think they definitely need to look for something else while Pycat's dead. Maybe they don't know.
Well, and see, being chased down, Madara still got some duration on this metamorphosis and comes in with a reflection. General's ripped to pieces. General does have buyback available. MNT jumping in, they've got the roar again. Skylark gets the lockdown onto Dendy Thug. He's going to be in there with the Dream Core drop down, and Dendy, he's going to be gone. He doesn't have buyback either.
Too.
Oh, Mouse, they're going to look to go for the game. They're straight in onto the tier 4s, and Na'Vi, where's the answer? They've only got 2 heroes alive, 1 tier 4 down, the second to fall. There'll be a buyback from MNT. I think he realizes this is their chance to close up the game. And they've now got an exposed Ancient Na'Vi, and Mouse, they just look to focus in on it. General will get the lasso down, brings down the Beastmaster, but he buybacks immediately.
15 seconds.
Jumps in, bursts down General, and Mouse, they're just going for the win. And could it be? We saw Elements win a game today. We're going to see Mouse win one as well as they bring down the Ancient. GG is called by Na'Vi, and mousesports. They do it, Brax. What